Hello everybody, this is Max. Welcome back to another Triple Intimidate episode. And today we're going to be playing some Kayo against Dory, this Ned Betty here. So we're going to start by sideboarding some cards. We definitely want all 5 of these Clash of Agility since they're strong into Warrior. Runner comes along with them. I've been toying between the ideas of running the Cast Bones or the No Fears into Dory, and I want to test out the No Fears just for a second here. And then we're wanting 3 more cards. We already have these agility generators. Probably don't need the assault and batteries. I'll take the send packings just so they can set up less big hands. And I think running 1 over is fine. Just don't really know what to cut. So we'll submit. Give them the good luck. And get started here. Let's see what they got for us. So we notice right away here that they're presenting Greataxe and 75 cards. So I guess this is their equipment suite of 5 here. Interested to see what they have for us. Obviously some new Dory builds are possible with the heavy hitters cards. I don't know if this is legit, but let's find out what it's like to play into. So he's playing the Cleave. It's just +4, 1 for +4, and then swinging the Greataxe here for 8. So we have to give him the whole hand here. We don't actually have to give him the whole hand here, sorry, bad math. I'm going to give him these 3 cards. He's going to reduce one of them down to 2, so we're going to be blocking 8. And I'm going to keep the runner just because I would ideally like to get the agility rolling against this guy. And I want to see if we can draw into something like an agile windup or maybe... I was going to say Cast Bones, but we're not running that, are we? Let's find out. Alright, so we got the Bare Fangs red and the runner. So these are the awkward hands here where, like, obviously it's good value to roll Scab Skins. So we can do some quick math if you want. Let's say everything works perfectly. We play we roll a 4 or 5 or a 6 on Scab Skins. We can play the Bare Fangs, pitch the second blue to the Mandible Claw, which now has go again because we drew and discarded a card. And then if, say, we discard the card we draw, then we play the 2-cost runner. So that'd be 6, 8 is 14, plus 3 is 17, 1 with the might, so 18 off 4 cards. Our default turn here is 9 with the Bare Fangs, so we're like doubling it half the time, which is pretty good. But that's only if we jump through the right hoops of keeping the specific cards in hand, like the runner and the blue. So I think it's correct here just to start up our pitch stack with a Smash Instinct, play out the Bare Fangs for 8. We discarded the runner, which is unfortunate, but we did draw into the agile windup here. So this is a little interesting. We definitely don't want the blue Wrecker Romp in Arsenal. It's just an awful Arsenal card. They're gonna fade us. And the agile windup in Arsenal is worth about 3 because it's a 3-cost, so it takes 2 cards to play it, and it comes in for 6. So 2 cards 6, it's worth 3. That's how that math happened. They sync as well. So we have to decide between putting an agile windup in Arsenal, which is worth about 3 value, or discarding it and creating the agility token and just IPing ourselves by not arsenaling the Wrecker Romp here, which we'll be doing either way. But I think that 3 value is worth more than an agility token online, so we're just going to go ahead and toss that in our arsenal here. We have to be pretty mindful of fatigue here. Alright, so they're coming at us with 8 again. They're threatening the greens on hit. I'm tempted here to just... We obviously can't use our entire hand, so we're going to have to block with a little bit. I'm tempted to just give them 6 like this, which will turn into 5. Take the 3, give them the grains. Cleave doesn't do anything because we don't have allies, obviously. And then the idea here is we're just going to swing back with the agile windup and set up the stronger pack hunt in our arsenal here, and maybe we can try to set up an agility and then like end off a blood rush turn with it, or start off a blood rush turn with it and just guarantee to get a bunch of damage through. So the Agile windup here is going to come in for 7, and let's see how they respond. Playing a little slow here. This is a little cheeky. I wouldn't recommend being mean to your opponents like this, but I like to give them a little, are you there? No. Oh, well, they've ruined it. They clearly are declaring no blocks here. Do they have a reaction? No, they do not. So they have a Vigor token online and 4 cards in hand. That is a little scary. We get a bit of a setup piece here with the Agile windup, so just, this hand, okay, so they're just swinging the Decimator Greataxe. Let's take a look here. We can give the Mandible Claw go again by discarding the Agile windup on our own turn. So our turn here can be kind of like Claw for 3, discard the Agile windup to give it go again, and then come in with the Pack Hunt for 6. We also have a Tunic online. Does that change anything? Yes, because we can now Claw with go again, discard the Agile windup to give it go again, and create the Agility and Might token, Tunic, Pack Hunt. So we can't afford to block with 1 card here. We're a little suspicious with what he's trying to do. He's Dorinthea, so I'm thinking he's going to give this go again in the reaction step, probably with something like Glint the Quicksilver. I'm not sure there actually is another one in the reaction step. Oh no, there's that new card, Shift the Tides of Battle. I'm happy to declare no block here. He's going to give it go again either way, I'm thinking. And then on the second attack, okay, it's a Blade Flurry. Maybe he buffs it up more with another attack reaction. Nope. Is he going to break the boots to give it the go again? Yes, he broke the boots. So, so the reason I didn't want to block this first attack here is just because it turns on reprise for Glint the Quicksilver. So if he did have Glint, we were going to get kind of blown out. I'm assuming he's going to pitch another blue to Decimator here. Why is he playing so slow? I'm going to be toxic again. Maybe he's trying to figure out if he should be bracersing or arsenaling a card. I'll say sorry, that was rude of me. Oh, I see, he's going to play the Blood Run Wine Goblet. And then swing in the axe. I guess he was trying to figure out if he should be arsenaling that. I think it's right to play it here. So I'm just going to block for 2. It's bad value, I know, but lets us cash in our Tunic here. It still blocks for 2, it's not nothing. He's going to Oasis Respite at instant speed here. Pitching a card from hand. This is just a terrible play. I don't know why this is in his deck if he's not running Tunic. It's awful. Unless he has Shunts as well. Even then it's bad. I don't understand. Maybe bringing it against Kayo, but surely it can't be good in this matchup without Tunic. I don't see it. But he's going to prevent the 4 damage. Oh shit. That's a little toxic. I'll say sorry. Sometimes I just like to click through on Talishar. Gonna invite them to chat here and see if they are quite upset at me for just passing through. They're not answering. They've let us go through here. We'll do the same thing again, but this time we'll discard the windup. Okay, so we don't have our reactions. This is a little trick for you. Don't click space a million times if you're bored. Clearly doesn't work. In the resolution step, you can play your Agile windups or your Mighty windups. This will turn on go again for your Claw, as well as generate the tokens, 1 from the Agile windup and 1 from Kayo. So we can take our Tunic now. And then we're going to play out our Pack Hunt from Arsenal, just because our Arsenal's been around for a couple turns now. 1 turn. It's been around for 1 turn, but I don't know. Just give them less information. Keep the Arsenal cycling here. They're gonna play a second Oasis Respite. No. I understand. they didn't play the Oasis Respite this time, because I undid. Fair enough. I shouldn't have done that. So we look at our hand here. It's looking like we wish we had our Tunic up. So it's coming in for 6 Dominate. So we have the agility online. Our turn can be as simple as 6 with Clash of Agility into 6 with Pack Hunt, arsenaling the Wild Ride to keep Go Again online if we do draw into something like a Blood Rush. Wish we had our Tunic up so we could go Pack Hunt into Clash of Agility off just the blue. But I think it's fine to just declare no blocks here. He has Go Again, but all he can do is pay into Grains because his weapon costs 3. It's quite expensive. So he's just gonna create the Vigor, pass it down, and then we'll do what we said. We might as well start with the Pack Hunt, just because the cards he's gonna want to block with, he's probably gonna block with on the first attack. So let's just make there be a higher chance that we hit one of the cards that he actually wanted to block with. And then we'll go into Clash of Agility for 6 afterwards, Arsenal our Go Again. Importantly, Wild Ride is also a great Arsenal target with Tunic. Just because it pairs so well with any of the 2 costs. You can, like, say you have a Bare Fangs and Swing Big in hand and a blue, you can, like, pitch the blue to Wild Ride, and then you guarantee that you'll either still have the Bare Fangs or the Swing Big after your first attack, and then you can just take your Tunic and swing it, and it's huge. You can also, just with like a blue and Wild Ride and Arsenal, play the Wild Ride and then Tunic Claw. That's great. Giving us another 3 here, so he's probably going to pull a bit of a Guardian and just block for... oh no, I see I've intimidated a card as well. Oh, he's giving us both. So if this card's a blue, he'll just access, and if it's not, he'll Arsenal it. It's nice to see 2 blocks on defense. This is probably the power of Intimidate coming in handy here, so just another reason why Pack Hunt is a pretty darn good card. Okay, so the Vigor helps him actually get the axe through. We intimidated away his blocking defense reactions. That's pretty good. He could set it in Arsenal. I'm not sure why he's running this against us. I guess it's because he's on all 75. He's just straight up trying to fatigue us. That's why he's on the Oasis as well. Sure, this isn't targeting us. I don't think it does. No, sorry. I was considering, and I am certain that it does literally nothing against us, so that's good. So this is kind of a weird hand. We can go... I think we have to block with the Beast Within and the Agile Windup. Is that true? And then we just send Wild Ride for 6 Go Again. If we draw a nice red, we can shove it in Arsenal, and if we draw... Oops. I'm not inactive, I swear. Since it's telling us to make a move, and I can't think of a better line than that, I think we just go for it. It's a tough one. I feel like I often encounter hands like this with Kayo where it's just difficult. I could have swung the Reckless Swing, interestingly enough, but let's try this and see what happens. So we discard a yellow Agile Windup, and we now get to choose again between swinging the Claw, which is worth 3 right now, arsenaling the Agile Windup, which is worth about 2.5 by the same logic as earlier in this video, and discarding the Agile Windup, there's the shunt, and, okay, pitching a red, that's good for us, and discarding the Agile Windup for an Agility token. Without an arsenal, like something like Bare Fangs or like Savage Feast is what I'm looking for, I don't think the Agility token is worth 3, and 2.5 surely isn't worth 3, so I'm just going to pitch the Agile Windup to the Claw, even though it's pretty inefficient, and see how our opponent wants to respond. He's giving us armor. Not sure why. We have CNCs, we have leave no witnesses. I think there's like no reason not to save the armor for that, unless you're a much lower life than 24 here. Okay. We've drawn into all reds. This is awful. So I think we need to block with Clash of Agility here, and then try to make like a Tunic Savage Feast play. We can also just like block with Savage Feast as well, and then swing the Bear Fangs off the CNC, or toss the Savage Feast in our stack. There's an Agile wind up there, so I guess maybe that's better. But just trying to figure out, there's weird hands like this in Kayo where you don't know what you're going to draw. Say I Tunic Savage Feast, and I draw into a red, like that's disaster. I can't. All I can do is claw for 3. That's really bad. So instead, I probably Arsenal one of those reds. Like Bear Fangs is certainly worth more than 3 in Arsenal. I can guarantee the 8 off Bear Fangs, but I'm only saving myself 2 extra life, which is really bad. I can like no. I don't know. This is tough. I think I want to. We're a little behind, and a lot behind on fatigue math, so I think I'm a little inclined to take the more swingy play here. Worst case, we just Arsenal a red and it's not awful. But I want to like pump out some value here. They've got grains. They're probably not going to trigger it, assuming this is a nice red. They want to stuff in Arsenal. Okay. So they're arsenaling X card. We're going to take our Tunic and hope we draw into a blue or a yellow. Okay, so we keep the Bear Fangs. That's great if we get the blue. Okay, so we did get the blue. I was kind of secretly hoping that we drew a red just to see how this plays out if like I get punished. I don't like getting rewarded on my high variance lines just because I feel like it encourages me to take them more often. This time he pitches a blue, so he might be able to shunt our next attack as well. But let's see what he's got here. Hoping we don't discard a Blood Rush or something. Like, it's pretty bad if we discard like a. Okay, I guess he's just playing it right away. Whatever. It's pretty bad if we discard like a No Fear or something, but like discarding Blood Rush is awful because it helps him with his fatigue game plan, which at this point isn't like a huge problem. We're not like actually running low, but we're like starting to get down towards half of our deck left, and he has tons, but our life totals are like we played just about a third of the game here, as you can tell. A little bit more than that, of course, because I'm pitching cards, and our lives are like below the halfway mark. So okay, so he's just gonna axe us. Here I just want to like on my turn I definitely want to be discarding the agile windup to set up the might and agility token for our blood rush turn, which we want to arsenal. And then these cards here I can either claw for 3 and block for 2, or I can just swing the swing big for 8. So I'm just gonna swing the swing big for 8 here. Take a bit of life loss. It's not great. But we're just going to swing this, and then after it fully resolves, just like, not that it probably matters at all, but just so we give them less information. After this fully resolves, before we move to end step, we're going to discard the agile windup. So they're actually... Oh no, sorry, they played Sigil, so gaining the 3. They're essentially full blocking here. We're going to agile windup, and then arsenal the blood rush. I would have sworn that I selected the No Fears. I guess I missed one. So unfortunately we're going to have to block with the cast bones here. Because we have the blood rush in hand as well. We're going to have to pitch the blood rush to the other blood rush, which is like kind of scary because we're getting down to pretty darn low life here, and blocking against Decimator Dory is like awful. So like pitching the blood rush sucks. Oh, we can just play the blood rush from hand, but either way we had to discard the cast bones, so correct value. I think there's like a case to be made here for just playing the Blood Rush from Arsenal with the one from hand just to like maintain hand size because we have an agility Blood Rush set up. So we get like kind of punished here because we can't just do the second Blood Rush because we have the Reckless Swing, but we do just have the Claw for 5, Smash Instinct for 7 with an Intimidate line. It's not great, but we do have a Tunic coming up and a Blood Rush for next turn, so we know we can keep the pressure on. Alternatively, of course, I can Claw here and then play the second Blood Rush from Arsenal. Okay, this is like so bad value for him unless he also has a Shunt. So let's hope he doesn't. He doesn't even gain the life. It's coming in for 6. I could do the second Blood Rush, 2 floating, discard this, and draw up twice. I might do that if I was Reinar, but I don't have the second Claw, so... Okay, he's not playing the Blood Rush. I mean the Oasis. Is he gonna eat 6? No, he's gonna Staunch. I mean, Shunt. Okay, pitching the Iron Song response, probably. Determination is what I meant. Okay, and then we're going for the Mega Punish. Except he can just react at instant speed unless he's awful, so it's not actually going to work. But we're going to play the Smash Instinct. He's going to target it with Oasis right now, and then we're going to Intimidate his last card. So we're guaranteed 3 damage. Not much to show for this Blood Rush turn that we set up so nicely with the Agility. Just because we couldn't use the Agility, of course, we had to start with the Claw. And interestingly enough, depending on what we had discarded, we might have been better off if we had just played the Blood Rush from Arsenal, paying with the Blood Rush from hand. But the nice part about this is now we've drawn into a Wild Ride along with our Blood Rush Bellow. So we are guaranteed a source of Go again, as long as we don't hit the 1 and 3 discard it, in which case it's not looking too great. But you can tell we discarded the Clash of Agility here, drawing twice. So we have a runner. Man, I like the art on this card. I think we want to start with a Wild Ride when we have the maximum possible number of hits in our hand, instead of going Claw and then into Wild Ride. I don't see any reason to do it later other than that. We could also get some more information if we had discarded Beast Within or something. We didn't, but we're set up for a huge Blood Rush turn here, because after this we're going to go Claw for 5 with Go again, and then Tunic Pack Hunt. So Pack Hunt for 8, we're going to Intimidate a card from their hand, and then we're going to Arsenal the Beast Within, which by the same logic as the Clash of Agility is going to be worth around 3. It's a 2-card 6. So yeah, it's to be clear, this is certainly not what we want to be in our arsenal. This is not like our main arsenal target, but it's a lot better than letting our Tunic kind of like rot a bit and just like pitching it to the Pack Hunt. So they do have 2-card 8 here, that's pretty good. Oh, I passed. Shit. They're gonna have to play their Sink Below again. I need to stop spamming the spacebar. Okay, I said sorry. They're gonna take the 1, then we're gonna Claw for 5. Okay, they're gonna take it, or they're gonna Sink again. Wow. Man, do I wish I could have intimidated them a little bit earlier this turn. I guess they're just gonna end up with the Arsenal D-React, but it's whatever. Are you gonna Sink? Seems like he froze. Okay, he's gonna take the 1 down to 17. Then I'll take my Tunic, like I said, and send the Pack Hunt for 8, intimidating once. So importantly, I have I have all of my armor online. So even though the life totals are a little bit far away here, well, let's see what happens after I hit him for 8. But he's actually at, so okay, he's gonna make my math easier here. He has 3 armor left currently. Okay, he has 2 armor left currently, meaning he's actually going to be at 16 after all of this is over, because he's at 14. If you add in the 2 extra life, he's at 16. And I here, this is 3, 6, 8, 9 armor. So I'm actually at 21. So this game, yeah, and I have an Arsenal, and it's pretty much my turn again, because wish he swung and I could have played the Clash of Agility into runner runner. That would have been awesome. But he did not. So again, we're in a spot where it looks tempting to roll Scabskin Leathers. Let's see. Alright, well, I think it's correct to just... I mean, like, there's maybe some argument to send packing him here. Rolling Scabs might be correct. Let's do some math. The line I want to take is send Clash of Agility, discard the Mighty Windup. And I think I'll overpitch to it with Runner Runner just to cycle it, but that's not really important. I'm just doing that so it doesn't say current player is inactive. So that's going to be 8 value. Alternatively, if we roll Scabskin Leathers, we're going to be able to send 6, 9, which is like not better, or we can send 6, 6, so 12. So it's 8 versus 12. 12's a lot bigger than 8, but we're hitting it half of the time, so it's worth 6. And then 8 a third of the time is worth 8 over 3, which is like 2 and 2/3. So 6 plus 2 and 2/3 is 8 and 2/3. So even though it's slightly correct value EV to roll Scabs here, we definitely don't want to take the play because we're in a winning position, like I said earlier. So we're just going to send the Clash of Agility, shoving this down here. We haven't really been paying attention to our pitch stack. We we definitely should have. They presented Decimator, Greataxe, and I got a little complacent, I guess, just because I saw our life totals decreasing a lot quicker than our deck sizes, but he seems to be turtling up a bit here. Let's see how it plays out. The nice part about Kayo is you kind of just like by default, he's going to sink it. Take 4, please take 4. Shunt. Ugh. The nice thing about Kayo is you kind of like by default pitch stack a little bit just because you're pitching blues as well as the windups, and then that just lets you later to be like claw, wind up, and then like the blue 3 cost. Iron Song Determination, whatever, man. That's shitty. That's a 2-card 5, whatever. I'm not afraid of that. So my turn's looking like I just want to Wild Ride and then hopefully Claw. I don't know. My turn's pretty bad. I won't have anything floating after the Wild Ride, so I would have to draw into and not discard a blue or yellow. So it's like probably like a 40, 30%, 35, 30, maybe, I don't know, percent chance that that actually happens because I need to draw a yellow or blue and then not discard it. Otherwise, I'm just passing. Had Dominate. I couldn't give him an extra card if I wanted to. Discard a Swing Big. That's not good for the Fatigue race here. So after this, we're just going to pass, but he doesn't know that. Down to 20 cards in deck. So, did I not bring the No Fears? Or are they just both coming up in like the next 2 cards I draw? I think I brought them, and they're coming up in the next 2 cards I draw. But this is maybe teaching me my lesson, not to bring No Fear against Dory. It's probably only okay against Hatchet, even. It's good against Dawnblade, but I don't know if it's better than Cast Bones. And not having Cast Bones is certainly hurting me in the Fatigue race here. I'm far, far behind in deck size. They're at 14, which is kind of my saving grace. Are you gonna fucking pay for your axe, sir? Oh, it was glitched. So, no reason not to play the No Fear here. It doesn't really matter. I'll banish those 2. Blocking the 4. It's like nice, I guess, because I just like 0 card or 1 card blocked for 4 against Greataxe, which is really hard, but so I think I'm at a spot in the game where like I'm not going to be able to kill them unless I take high variance plays, and that's why this card is great, or one of the reasons why this card is great. He's going to show me the sigil right away, so we don't hit the high variance play. I think here we want to just Tunic, swing big, and then discard the wind up. I know it doesn't feel great because of how few cards we have left in deck just to discard stuff, but so he probably has the third sigil too. Not that like gaining life isn't different from like blocking, but he's just blocking 3. Is he gonna take 6? No, he's gonna fate, and he's gonna take 2. He's gonna take 2 and axe me. I have 2 emotions right now. Emotion 1 is like, at least he took 2, thank goodness. And emotion 2 is, wait a second, he was at 14 at the beginning of the turn. So we don't have the agility with the blood rush up. It sucks. Uh, However, honestly, I think we're like so close to getting fatigued here that our only way out is to blood rush. Wait, stack surely. Yeah. I think our only way out is to blood rush and scabs. I know that's like nuts, like I'm taking damage here to scabs, but I think it's like our only chance at winning this game. And we also have to discard that blue, which we did. Great start. Okay, we're gonna roll scabs and see what fucking happens here. We got the 4. That was foolish. I should have attacked with claw before doing the scabs here. That's alright. So we're gonna come at them with 12 with go again, or with an action point. Then we're gonna claw paying 2 with the send packing and send 8 with the beast within. So we have a huge turn here. We might have just swung the tide of things. Let's see how it plays out. That all you got? That is indeed all I got for this chain link. But I'm going to come at you with 5, go again here, into 8. So let's see how he wants to deal with that. It's pretty huge. We have the smash instincts. Coming back around. He's going to eat the 5. How about 8, sir? He has the crown. He could go to 1, but man, that's a scary thing to do when you're trying to fatigue someone. Is he going to give us this card as well? No, he's not. Unless it's a sink or fate. So down to 1 he goes. And it's over. Just like that. He has nothing in hand. I'm just going to cheese him a little bit. Yeah, I'll play my agile wind up. Is that alright? Reaction's on you, sir. Okay, I'll play my mindy wind up. Is that okay? Back to me. Alright, I'll play my reckless swing. And that'll be game. That was toxic. I'll say good game. Okay. He hasn't been talking back at me. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something. I certainly did. I think I pitch stacked like an idiot, but I think I did an okay job of like trying to set up my blood rushes and making them as big as possible. And I also think I saw like my out of winning this game, which was high rolling with scabs. Like I think the lesson here isn't like this is how you play Kayo into Decimator Greataxe story, because I don't think it is. But I think the lesson of this episode is if you found yourself in a hole, and like being able to identify the hole is perfect, or the important. If you found yourself in a hole, this deck has a way to get out of it a lot of the time with Scabskin Leathers. I think I think another lesson is really wanting to like maximize the value out of all three of your blood rushes. Like you saw how bad that first blood rush was and how like little it did, but the last one really pushed through damage and ended the game through reckless swing. Um, yeah, so average value per turn is 13, not that great. I think it's because I blocked two so much, just because the Greataxe reduces. Opponent's value per turn is 11.23, so a lot lower. And I still had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 life on equipment, but 11 cards in deck. So the deck was the real resource here, not my life. Um, yeah, turn breakdown. They let us poke them a few times here throughout the middle game. I think they like I think they leaked a lot of damage when they shouldn't have to just swing the axe at us for four because they were trying to fatigue us through damage. But because we didn't take cast bones, they actually could have just like fatigued us through deck. Like if they had just blocked, I wasn't going to be able to get through them. But they leaked a lot of damage to swing the great axe at us for kind of no reason. I think they threw a bit, and I think I threw a bit too. But I think there was an important lesson in there, which is that this is an out in games like this. So it's you don't really want to be rolling scabs just because it's like it can go very wrong and like end your turn. A lot of the time you can do the EV calculation like I showed that one time, but a lot of the time you don't want to be rolling it. Um, and either if you're like gonna lose based on damage if you don't roll scabs, or if you're gonna lose based on fatigue if you don't roll scabs, it's often correct too. So just look out for those opportunities. And yeah, that's all for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Comment below if you have any like matchup suggestions, like anything you want to see in specific. I'd be happy to play it. I can play most decks, but I am probably planning to play either Bravo or Kayo at the Pro Tour. I'm not 100% decided yet between the two, but I'm pretty tempted to go KO. We'll see. See everybody.